loves, welcome back to my channel. It's Lou. If you're new, welcome to my channel. If you guys like what you see, which I know you will, please make sure you press the subscribe button that's down below, as well as the bell notification, so you guys are notified every single time that I post a new video. Now if you guys see me doing this a lot, this is me trying to show you guys that I'm not bald-headed. Like, I'm not bald-headed. I have a ponytail, okay? So yeah, so if you see me doing this weird thing a lot, it's because I'm just trying to show you guys the braid, because I don't think I like it. Actually, I might just leave it like this. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about how to negotiate, or basically just talk to vendors. Now there's honestly not a secret to how to talk to vendors. Honestly, it's kind of like a hit or miss when it does come to vendors, so there's no secret way. So I'm just gonna be telling you guys like the process that I go through when it comes to, you know, picking vendors and stuff like that. And a lot of you guys just have been asking me questions, because if you guys didn't watch my previous videos, I did do, I think, ready to ship unit one, and also I think plugging one. I'm not sure, but you guys were curious about, like, you know, my vendor and stuff like that. I am not selling my vendor. Yeah, I don't sell my vendor, because a lot of you guys have been emailing me about, you know, my vendor and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not really selling it, but I will, like, if you do need it, because a lot of you guys were saying that you're tired of going through bad vendors and you just want to, you know, just get a good vendor. Because honestly, my vendor is really good. They sell Indian, yeah, they sell Indian, regular version, and raw. They probably sell other hair textures, but I just personally haven't tried them yet. But the three that I just mentioned, I tried them before, and they're all good qualities. And I personally sell Indian hair with my business and stuff like that. But if you are interested and you're tired of paying for vendors and stuff like that, now you can email me and I can let you know the cost and stuff like that. And that's, I'm only doing it for like a few, and that's only if you're serious. You could DM me. Now, depending on what you're trying to look for, I'm guessing this is mainly going to be about hair, since my videos were about hair. And yeah, but you can also use other things for the app Alibaba.com, because I think, is that where I found my vendor? Honestly, I'm not sure if I found my vendor through Alibaba, but that is one place that you can actually start looking for vendors. It's through Alibaba. But if that was not where I found my vendor, I think I actually tried them out on WhatsApp. Now if you guys don't have WhatsApp, this is the #1 thing that I actually go through, is WhatsApp. And it's funny how a lot of people don't know about WhatsApp, which is crazy to me. If you don't have a WhatsApp and you are trying to do a hair business or whatever it may be, make sure you get a WhatsApp, because this is where a lot of these hair vendors are going to contact you. Like, honestly, about 5 to 6 of them message me every single night, like back to back, constantly. And it's like different ones, and sometimes they do be the same ones. But I think I either got my vendor from Alibaba or just a few of my messages through WhatsApp, and I just kind of did a trial and error type of thing. That's the thing, that a lot of you guys are not willing to spend money on trying out vendors. And even if you do buy a vendors list, you still have to try out that vendor. So regardless, you're gonna have to go ahead out of pocket. You might not come out as much, but like I said, you guys have to test things out. When I tell you, like, I probably wasted $2,000, maybe probably up to $2,000 worth of hair that I've actually have been going through and stuff like that. So you're going to have to go through the testing process, even if you do buy a vendor from someone and stuff like that. So that's the #1 thing. And also another thing that I would like to mention is that the few people that did order the vendor from me, they was like, oh, they're not messaging back and stuff like that. You guys have to understand, most of the people that's from WhatsApp or whatever in China, they only message you at night, because nighttime for us is daytime for them, and daytime for them is nighttime to us. So you are going to have to about 90% of the time be up at night to message them. You could probably message them around 9 p.m. 10 p.m. That's when they'll probably answer, but it has to be on nighttime. My vendors, sometimes she would stay up and I could still kind of get in contact with her around 9 a.m. early in the morning, but not past a certain time till the afternoon. So you got to keep that in mind when you are contacting the people from Alibaba or wherever it might be, if you are trying to, you know, get hair and stuff. Even if you're trying to get other things, I'm pretty sure if they're from China, most of the time you're gonna have to contact them throughout the night. So keep that in mind. Now, when it comes to negotiating with them, there's honestly really not that much negotiating that you can actually do. Yeah, there's not that much negotiating that you can do. Now, I am gonna tell you guys a trick that I basically do is, if I am looking for a product and it doesn't have to be hair, most of the time it'll probably be silk bags, the little headband wraps, or whatever it may be, or like wig tags and stuff like that. All those things, those I would say are kind of things that you can negotiate with a little bit with it. I will message at least 3, like minimum. I would at least message 3 of them. I'll send them the same message and stuff like that, and I'll wait for them to message me. I'll let them know, okay, hey, I only want X, Y, and Z. How much is it gonna be? And honestly, most of the time I just be blunt like that, like, cause I don't got time to be, you know, wasting and stuff like that. So first I ask for how their pricing is and stuff like that, because majority of the time when you look at the prices on Alibaba.com, it doesn't match up to what some of the things that they be saying, and even the quantity, especially now, since, you know, they don't really do low quantity things. Now some of them do, granted, but a lot of them are actually hiring up their MOQ. Yeah, so you got to keep that in mind. So after I finish getting the price range of like what each company is in their MOQ, I would go ahead and also, please always ask this, always ask them to send you some product pictures of previous work that they've done. And don't just ask for pictures, also ask for videos. Like, make them open and whatever they gotta do to the product, ask them for that. And then also that sometimes this doesn't always work, because sometimes they don't really send reviews, but honestly, if they're like a good vendor, they really don't mind, because they know how to post customers reviews without actually without exposing the people that they're that's buying from them. So most of the time they have no problem showing you their customer reviews from other customers. So that's really important. I really like to see customer reviews so I can know, like, you know, they're still getting business and stuff like that. And sometimes if you really want to be very particular and you're very like just particular about like what you're trying to see, and to see if they're an actual factory and stuff, and that they do like a lot of orders and stuff, you can, most of the time you can video chat them, and you can ask them to do a video time of their facility. And like I said, majority of them, they really don't have no problem with them. Now if they do have a problem with you asking for those things, I would say stay away from that vendor, because that's a little iffy. Because like I said, 98% of the time they have no problem with showing you, like, you know, their facilities and stuff like that, and even you doing a live demonstrations of the hair or whatever product, because I've asked for it, and like I said, 98% of the time I never had no issue. I would tell them, hey, I'm really interested in purchasing right now, but I would be like, but I do have a company that I'm going with right now that's selling me this for X, Y, and Z amount of money. Is it, I really want to purchase with you, but is there a way that you can, you know, match their price, or yeah, basically match their price. And like I said, a lot of them want sales, like they want the sales the next day. Because you ever seen how most of the time when you're messaging him and stuff, and you say you want X, Y, and Z, but you're still trying to, you know, you're still seeing around, and half the time they already send you an invoice for the product. I'd be like, what the hell? So they're very keen on trying to, you know, get a sale. So if you tell them like, hey, this is something that I'm trying to purchase within this week or in a few days, they will most of the time, like I would say about 80% of the time, like more than normal, they would most likely match that price, because like I said, they're trying to gain a customer, so they'll go ahead and most of the time just price that. So just ask them, just be like, hey, I have this one company that's willing to spend this much, I mean that's willing to make me buy the product for this much, but I really like yours, can I just get it for, can you match that price and stuff? And then like I said, majority of the time it will work. Now some of them are very stern about their price, so there's really no negotiating or going around it. It's just a flat rate price and there's nothing that you can do about it. So but it's better to ask than not ask, and you could have possibly gotten a huge discount from the vendor that you actually wanted instead of your second favorite, if that makes sense. And then all in total, when it comes to looking for a good vendor or negotiating and stuff like that, it all comes to not necessarily the years, but again, another thing that I do ask them when it comes to me, you know, narrowing down my options, I would also ask them how many years they've been in business, like how many orders they went through and stuff like that. And another thing that I really do, a way that to look for good vendors. Now I kind of follow a lot of hair pages, clearly because I sell hair, so like I follow a lot of like hairstylists and stuff like that, and then what I would do is I would go on Instagram, go on their search bar, and I would say virgin hair vendors, and when you put that, a whole bunch of things are gonna pop up. And now how I narrow down that list is I would click on it and I will see, because majority of the time you see how Instagram shows you followed by, and then it tells you X, Y, and Z who followed that particular account. Now that's how I use it. So majority of the time, not all of them do this, but some honestly do not care. They would just follow their actual vendor, so it'll pop up with, if you do look up for like virgin hair and stuff. And then if you happen to, you know, click on a profile and you see a particular hairstylist or whatever hair place that is really good or is really well known for their good hair, if they're following them, I would go ahead and I would just make a note of it. Like I would at least go through my whole list of the virgin, and then I would message them individually, and then again I will ask those same questions that I told you guys earlier. I would ask all of them these questions, and then that would also help me narrow down that list. Again, like I said, make sure that you see that a particular people are following them. Now granted, just because they're following them don't mean that that's their actual vendor, but that's probably like a vendor that they've tried or whatever it might be. So like I said, I'll ask them those questions and I'll be able to narrow it down, and then that's when the testing come in. You still gotta go ahead and test it. You still gotta spend the coin. If you're really looking for quality hair, you're gonna have to spend the coins and, you know, just test out the hair. And then one thing that I want to just end this video with is, just because a vendor works for one person don't mean that it'll work for your target audience. Just because it works for them and it's good and their business is going good with that, and their audience, yeah, their target audience like that hair, don't mean that the audience that you're going for is going to like that hair, especially if you're going for a higher end or a lower end type of customer audience. That would all depend. So just because that this vendor works for me, whoever buys from me, like my vendor and stuff, just because it works for me don't mean that it'll work for you, or don't mean that you will actually like that vendor. Now I know this video was kind of like all over the place, and like I said, there's really no secret to negotiating. You just kind of got to be smart with it. And like I said, majority of the time there's really no going around to negotiating with the vendors, because majority of the time they're very strict on their prices. But you will find some that are willing to, you know, match the price of other people if you guys do the trick that I just told you. I hope this video was helpful, or just let me know any type of tricks that you guys use with your vendors to be able to get some type of, to basically negotiate with them. Leave them in the comments down below. I hope this video was helpful, and if it was, please make sure you guys share it with whoever you think will benefit from this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, loves.